Hello everyone, my name is Rachel Dares. On behalf of the VBS TV network, we welcome you, especially young Vietnamese in Vietnam, in the U.S., and in every part of the world, to watch this program. We not only offer the latest in economic and business news of Vietnam, the U.S., and across the globe, but also help you to understand English and learn it with an American accent. Since we are an independent TV network, our reports are independent, true, and accurate. Following are today's U.S. headlines. S&P 500 breaks losing streak. Fiat Chrysler enlists activists on GM. Strong economic data tensed up stocks amid worries that the Federal Reserve could hike rates in September. But the S&P managed to generate a small gain on strength in financials and energy. Investors observed more indications that the economy was regaining some power. U.S. employment openings increased to a record high in April. Small business morale rose last month. Facebook earned the majority of its ad revenue abroad in the first quarter at 51% versus 36% a year earlier. Executives at the social media hub told Reuters advancement in Asia was the fastest in the world at 57%. Facebook is benefiting from exporters in China, attempting to reach people outside the country, and from a flow of venture capital funding into India, giving startup funds for advertising and marketing. GM shares soared after CEO Mary Barra said the auto producer cooperated with a Justice Department inquiry. The Wall Street Journal reported that prosecutors are weighing criminal wire fraud charges over the company's failure to recall vehicles equipped with faulty ignition switches. Home builder Hovnanian's quarterly loss more than doubled and margins declined. Shares dropped. Quiksilver's shares fell as well. The youth apparel retailer pulled back its forecast, stating that they are still working on execution issues. Its loss in revenue missed analyst predictions. Indications of a rebound at Lululemon. The yoga pants maker raised its profit and revenue forecast, and quarterly earnings reached Wall Street's targets. Shares bounced higher. Worries over the timing of a U.S. rate increase triggered a global equity sell-off, and European shares dropped to a 3.5-month low. The unrequited suitor is back. The Wall Street Journal reports Fiat Chrysler CEO Sergio Marchionne is attempting to enlist activist investors to convince General Motors to say yes to a merger. He has observed hedge funds successfully pressure GM into issuing a big stock buyback and made note of CEO Mary Barra's eagerness to work with them, says the Journal. Marchionne has been publicly expressing that the industry needs to draw back so car companies can make the big investment they need. His latest maneuver comes several months after he had emailed Barra suggesting that their companies merge. But the New York Times reports that Barra and other GM executives expressed no interest. Sources say Marchionne is in pursuit of a big deal to fix his company's weaknesses and leave his legacy. Fiat Chrysler shares was flat in Milan. Sterne Agee's senior analyst Michael Ward sees a slim chance of a marriage. He stated, "It's one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. GM had the chance to get Chrysler for free. Why pay Sergio billions for it? Overlapping cost inefficiencies make absolutely no sense. Activist shareholders are smarter than this." The Journal says Marchionne has yet to find a backer. U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry seemed to be doing well receiving physical therapy at a Boston hospital after surgery on a broken right leg. It was unclear, though, as to when he would be released, the State Department said on Tuesday. State Department spokesman Jeff Rathke said Kerry was doing well and conducting business via telephone from Massachusetts General Hospital. Rathke was asked at a daily briefing why Kerry had not been in the public since a cycling accident in Geneva on May 31st, or why no images of him had been released. In what appeared to be a response to the inquiry, 71-year-old Kerry later tweeted a photo of himself in a hospital talking on the phone, wearing a denim shirt and blue hospital scrubs. He tweeted, "Feeling good a week after surgery," adding, "Good chats today with Ambassador Rice and at State Department senior team." The work continues. The State Department has said Kerry remains resolved to establishing a timetable for Iran nuclear talks. The major powers negotiating with Iran over a final nuclear deal in exchange for lifting economic sanctions on Tehran have a self-imposed June 30th deadline to reach an agreement. Federal, state, and local law enforcement officers came together to take part in a manhunt on Tuesday for two convicted murderers who pulled off an intricate prison escape from adjoining cells in a New York State maximum security prison near the border with Canada. Officials from the U.S. Marshals Service, New York State Forest Rangers, the local sheriff's department, and other law enforcement agencies are searching for 48-year-old Richard Matt, who was serving a 25 years to life for 3 counts of murder, kidnapping, and robbery. And 34-year-old David Sweat, who was serving a life sentence without the possibility of a parole for the murder of a sheriff's deputy. The men escaped on Saturday from the Clinton Correctional Facility in Dannemora, about 40 miles south of the Canadian province of Quebec. Both inmates are considered a threat to the public, state police said. Authorities evacuated people from several floors of a U.S. Senate office building and were investigating a report of a suspicious package on Tuesday after a bomb threat came in via phone call, U.S. Capitol Police said. Police spokeswoman Kimberly Schneider said Capitol Police had gotten a call about a package in room G40 of the Dirksen building, which is part of the complex near the U.S. Capitol. Dirksen houses various offices for U.S. senators and their staff, as well as hearing rooms. Several floors in the Dirksen building have been evacuated as a precaution while the USCP continues to investigate. Schneider said in a statement, the evacuation suspended a Senate hearing on the Transportation Security Administration. Warner Brothers Pictures on Tuesday revealed the latest version of the Batmobile that is to be featured in next year's film, Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice. The unveiling was made at the 2015 Licensing Expo in Las Vegas, where journalists and fans assembled to take the first pictures of the famous car, which has been through several incarnations since its launch back in the 1930s as the official car of the caped superhero. The vehicle, which will be driven by Ben Affleck in the 2016 film, is similar to that of a military-style tank, which will surely come in handy when the two superheroes go head-to-head with one another. Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice is scheduled to be released on March 25th of 2016. It is the follow-up to last year's Man of Steel, which grossed $668 million in ticket sales worldwide. The cast of Disney's Pixar's new animation Inside Out were on the red carpet in Los Angeles on Monday. The film takes moviegoers for a ride into the mind of 11-year-old Riley, where 5 emotions, joy, fear, anger, disgust, and sadness abound. American comedian Amy Poehler plays Joy. She said being funny in an animated film was different to raising laughs in front of a live audience.
Yeah, I think you're making the room laugh, you're making yourself feel good, but it's constantly fun, tweaking it all the time.
Poehler did not need to worry, though. She certainly made an impression on her castmates. Actress Phyllis Smith had this to say.
And also I was fortunate enough to do 3 sessions with Amy Poehler, who is, I aspire to grow up and be Amy Poehler. She's brilliant, brilliant.
The awaited movie is sure to capture the imaginations of children and parents alike. Inside Out opens in U.S. theaters on June the 19th. We'll be right back after this commercial break.